Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite. Hopefully you guys are making some mad gains right now because the crypto market is going absolutely bonkers. It is really being awesome. I mean, just take a look at this chart by Tau, BitTensor, my favorite cryptocurrency, which I've been sharing so many times and just like all over Twitter, all over X, all over YouTube, everywhere. Just how much I love this and so many other ones. So hopefully you guys have been crushing it as the market has been moving up over the last couple of weeks. It's been really nice to finally get this big bull move that we've been waiting literally a year and a half for. So let's jump right into it. In this video, what I want to do is I want to go over my low market cap gem list. I want to see if there's any areas, just in case we are getting a pullback on some, which we are, and where I want to get in and, load up even more. Also, if there is going to be a dip on ones that have not had a dip yet, where I would want to actually load up more on. So let's get to that. Before we do though, just give this a thumbs up, give this video a thumbs up, like this video right now, please. It will help the channel out, will help me out. I'm trying to grow here. And also, obviously, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and look at the links in the description. So with all that out of the way, let's go into this low market cap gem list. From last time, I updated it. I moved a couple things around in terms of my favorite positions and just, yeah, I mean, let's do it. So first off, we got Tau. Oh my God. Like I just mentioned, my favorite coin. So Tau BitTensor, it's been on an absolute tear. It is up 688% over the last 49 days. That's nuts. So that is literally 7 weeks, and it is up 7x, which is crazy. So hopefully you got in down there. I did get some down here, but most of mine ended up coming when we never got the pullback, and I ended up just YOLOing in at 100 because I said, you know what, we just broke out of blue. We broke out of this territory right here, and now we're in blue sky territory. And this candle right here is such a powerful candle. This is such, you could tell that this is a powerful candle, and this is how you could tell this is a powerful candle. Look at where it started, look at where it ended, and notice how there's not even any wicks. There's the tiniest wick. That means that this went all the way up to the very top, and before the day ended, or before this week ended, people were buying the hell out of it, and no one wanted to sell. That is why this candle is so powerful, especially because it ended up going above the previous highs of the closing candles of the previous weeks. And now this is what I call blue sky territory. If you really want to be, totally blue sky territory, it would be after it closed above here. But to me, I count the closes, and this is the close, and this was the highest close, which was the very opening week. So now we're in blue sky territory, and we've just been going up and up. So if you want to get into this, it's like, where do you get in? Because it did look like back here, okay, we're getting, this week was pretty indecisive, but then the market told you, nope, I still want to go higher. So maybe if we go down to the daily, we could get a better look at it. And what do we see here? We see a move up, some consolidation. We had a wick right here, and then a big move down. This was pretty bearish, not gonna lie. But then we had another move up with another indecision candle right here before another move down. Again, sort of bearish, not gonna lie. But then we got this candle, which once again closed above this previous high close, which was super bullish. And a lot of times we do get a wick back down into the previous range, which would be this range right here. And we did get that wick. So what I would have done is once I saw that it closed on the daily, look and say, okay, this is the bullish order block, the down move before the up move that ended up breaking that market structure right here. And that's where I would want to have gotten in. However, this is so, well, I mean, okay, yes, right here, it did actually tap it. So it tapped it. And that's really how you do it right there. But typically, I don't like to use the wicks. Typically, I like to use the bodies. But this is a good learning experience, is that if something is going absolutely crazy and you still want to use order blocks or say breakers or some type of concept like ICT and Trader Main actually taught is or teaches, you can use the wicks when it's super, super bullish, and you could use the bodies when it is not, this as bullish as it is right now. So either way, we got in, or, it hit the bullish order block, and now it's on its move up. And really, I mean, this was the previous range, broke out, and now we're in a new range. So now this is the low right here, and this is the high. So if you want to be totally with it, this is the down move before the up move that broke this market structure. So this is where I would want to get in right here. Whoops, that's not the right thing. Right here on Tau. And I would say this is, and for this, because it's in blue sky territory, what you want to do is simply just raise your stop until it gets to a level that doesn't make sense. So for instance, back here, let's say that you got in right here, and then it started going up and up and up. Once it reached here, okay, well, it never really showed any new, it never showed any market structure break to the downside. You could potentially put your stop right there once it reached here. And then once it reached here, you put your stop right there. And then once it reached here and had the pullback, that's when you put your stop right there. And then once it came up here and then had the pullback, you put your stop right there. And then once it came up here, had the pullback, you put the stop right there. And now it's up here, had the pullback, you put your stop right there. And now it came all the way up there, had the pullback. You can put your stop there or right there. Once again, bam, pullback, a little move up, put your stop right there. Bam, move up, put your stop right there. So this is where the stop would be, logically speaking, right now. Now, are we going to get this pullback? I don't know, but if you're going to try to get in at the best possible price, that makes sense. This is it. And you could even potentially, honestly, I would actually do that 100%. At least get in at 305. I try to get in at 305, just above the 61.8, to be honest. But you could also try to get in right here at basically 310, which is the highs of this. So if you go down to a lower time frame, you could. I mean, this is a solid price. 306. Excuse me, 301. And 310. So it's like, if it's probably going to come down here, but if you want to be super, super safe, then this is the price. 311. 311 would be the area to get in my opinion. And you put your stop down there, because if it's continuing to be as bullish as it looks, then it should not come back down here, and it should not re-enter this range. This was very, very bullish. So we got Tau. This is Tau Network. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm never selling any more Tau until, like, I don't know, $10,000 or something. And I'm going to try to validate it too, or stake it. Okay, so now that we got Tau done, let's go on to CASPA. CAS is, honestly, CAS is pretty nuts right now. It just had the 4-hour breakout, and it looks like it wants to continue going up. On the 12-hour, there's 2 hours left on the 12-hour. So it had the 4-hour breakout. There is 2.5 hours left on the 6-hour. So that has not broken out yet on the 6-hour. Although I guess technically, let's see, 144, and then this is 146. Oh yeah, so on the 6-hour it broke out because this one was above this high, and on the 4-hour, let's see, on the 4-hour, yep, it broke out on the 4-hour as well. So this now is just like what we talked about before. It looks like it's in blue sky territory, and not only is it a breakout, but it's a breakout of an ascending triangle. So to me, this looks extremely bullish. A lot of the times in not so bullish sentiments, scenarios, you get a move like this to the upside, followed by a slam down to the to underneath the actual triangle, and it really tricks a lot of people. But because everything is so bullish right now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna buy a little right here, and I have another order in for right here because I could see it, you know, coming back down and stopping out all the people who buy the breakout and, you know, have their stop losses like right here, you know, underneath this ascending triangle top. But I don't think that it's going to come all the way back down to, you know, these lows, because technically this right here to this right here, like the lowest that I see it coming is you know 133 basically 0.133, so maybe 0.14 cents, and that's because this is the 61.8 of this, you know, move up right here. But yeah, it would be really hard pressed for me to see it come all the way back down to below this ascending triangle. So I did buy some right here. I'm buying a little bit more at basically 14 cents. And if it comes down to this 0.1325, I'm going to probably buy a lot more, because this is the area where I would assume the bounce would be from. And if it closes underneath there, closes underneath the triangle, that would be pretty bad. And if it does, I would probably try to sell it on a bounce up, but we really have to see. And obviously it also depends on what this candle does and what the market looks like. But I really don't want it to lose. I would prefer it to not lose this low on the 4 hour, because if it did lose this low on the 4 hour, then that would be the first time that it broke the low, and that would be a bearish market structure shift. And that obviously would be really, really bad, because it tends to not do that on the 4 hour chart. So if that happened, I would still be overall bullish, but I would be wary. And I would, if like this trade didn't work out, once it comes down here, then I would probably just cut it and look for something else. Because obviously, if you look at the weekly, this thing is on an absolute tear. I mean, look at what it's done so far. And yeah, I guess I could delete this because I was supposed to be averaging in down here, but yeah, that never happened. So let me just delete all of these. And I mean, if for some reason or another it does fall all the way back down there, which now at this point is going to be 42%, I don't see that happening. But if it happens to fall back down to 0.085, then that's the buy of the century right there, you know. But anyway, I'm not really looking at these numbers down here. Excuse me, I'm not really looking at these numbers down here. I'm looking at what it's doing right now, and I'm going into the lower time frames because of basically the fact that this is breaking out of this ascending triangle, which is a continuation pattern, and I'm expecting it to continue up, and it's very possible that I might not even get the retrace all the way down to here to load up even more. It might simply just, you know, go like this and then continue moving up. That's what Tao did. So you don't really know, but I am in half of my position, about half of my position on the breakout. And like I said, if it comes down, then I will be buying more. So that is CAS. And as far as where to take your profits, you know, there is no place to take your profits. I mean, I guess $1, you know, probably $1. This CAS has already made people millionaires, but CAS is gonna make so many people so much, like, crazy millionaires. So yeah, I would just wait and continue to sell to raise my stops on the way up. But that's gonna be my analysis for CAS. So let me just do this one more time. Go back on here, go to the 4 hour, and there you go. All right, so next up we got Microvision Space. So we got Space, and yeah, this is like a lot of the other ones, just on an absolute tear. And nothing to really say on the day. Obviously this, okay, so you got the move up, you got the retest, you got the other move up, and it looks like it's stair-stepping its way up. So yeah, I don't really see it coming back down here. I mean, this was the area to buy because it had the resistance turned into support, and now we got the bullish market structure break above this line right here. So technically this right here is where I would be loading up more space. It would be this down move for the up move that ended up breaking this whole big market structure right here. So fingers crossed that it comes back down here before, you know, shooting up again. Actually, wait, let's go down to the 4 hour. It is on its way down, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, for space, it's pretty clear that this is what I'm looking for with and this isn't necessarily like the take profit area. This is just the area that, like, once it reaches here, I'd probably move my stop up. So yeah, it doesn't really look like it's wanting to stop either. So yeah, hopefully this will just be some consolidation before another leg up. If we could get so lucky as to have it come somewhere down in this area, that would be pretty great. So yeah, that's going to be my analysis for space. Okay, so next up we got ZEPH, or ZEPH. And ZEPH is interesting because ZEPH is one that did break below the diagonal, the big diagonal trend line, had this massive move back up, but that was actually just a fake out, because once it broke below the trend line, it did initiate a downward momentum move, a bearish market structure, and it just continued to move down from there. And now it came all the way back up to basically the area where this pumped after it broke down from the trend line, and now it's making its way down. And there's a couple areas that I really like. So if you take the fib from the bottom to the top, basically, if you go to the weekly and you take it from where it started pretty much to, or I guess we'll go to the daily chart. The daily I meant. We will go from the bottom to the top, and that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could essentially be like 5 waves up, and then like usually the 61.8 is where it bounces, has a huge bounce off of after 5 waves up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And so this right here, like at $21 will be a humongous buy of ZEPH for me. Okay, if it reaches it. I don't know if it will. But before I do that, though, before I put in that huge order down here, I bought some right here, and I'm going to be buying more if it comes down to 24.3, and then my biggest order will be there. So I'm actually going to delete this because I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. I would much rather just wait and buy it, and buy this 61.8. So I'm gonna put that in real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so basically my game plan for ZEPH is I averaged in here. I'm gonna average some more in down here, and probably continue to average in. But like I said, if it comes down here, I'm probably gonna sell a lot of actually what I own on the exchange and just put a buy order in just in case it hits, and then I'm gonna sell most of it on around a 50% move up. probably around $29. So that's going to be my game plan for ZEPH, but I'm going to hold a lot of it for the long run. And after that, we got change. So if we look at change on the weekly chart, you see, pumped up, came down to the support, pumped up, and just, fell right through the support. And then, basically went down, 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 had its first market structure break right there on the weekly. And eventually moved back up above the first major support area. This was a fake out, and then it had the real one right here, and then a bunch of wicks, but nothing underneath here. And then a solid move up, a move back down. You would think that this would be the area that you would want to long, considering what happened back here, but no, this, was pretty much an accumulation liquidity. Oh my God, look at what happened. So a lot of people would probably want to buy right here, but it just slammed right through. So they got taken out, right? And then, they probably left because they saw what was going on here. Nothing. Maybe when it came back above right there, the people would say, oh, well, okay, it's, back above the major support line now, time to get in. And then nope, a move right back down with a market structure break to the downside. And when that happened, I'm sure a lot of people got stopped out right here, but this is such a clear liquidity grab. This is like just what the market makers are doing, right? Before they shoot the price up like crazy. So they shot the price up. And then if you were actually doing this, you would see that this was the up move for the down move that broke the market structure. So this became the weekly bullish breaker. And look at what happened. The price came and tagged it. The price came down, and literally, even if we go down to the 12-hour, the price came down after the move up, tagged it here, and then had a nice tag here. So you'd be in from here, and you wouldn't have, gotten stopped out or anything like that. And then eventually, when this move happened, this was actually a really bullish move. So you could have brought your stops up right here, or you could have just entered in even more, loaded up a bigger position right here and put your stops, brought your stops up after that. Either way, regardless, what's it doing right now? That's what we want to know. So right now, it had a really good move up to the pretty much the top. This whole area, you could see this whole area has been really bearish, really has been a pretty big resistance. Lots of wicks up into this area right here. First off, the close right here. Second off, the wicks right here. Second off, the fake out right here, fake above, and then break down below, followed by wicks up into it. So there's actually a lot of selling pressure right here. And it's obviously it's on its way down now. So I would take the fib. And, ooh, look at that. So I do really like this right here. I do really like this as the area where I would want to get in, because it's at the 61.8, which of course I love. Also, this is the, let's see here. Move up for the move down, move up for the move down. Boom, solid. Oh, this is on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, this is the move. This is where you would, this is where this is to get in, where you'd want to get in. But weekly is pretty intense. Actually, this is a consolidation area, so it doesn't look bad on the daily either. And let's see. So this is the weekly bullish order block along with the 61.8, along with, I guess this right here is really the daily bullish order block is right there. But I don't like how it's so close in this range. Like, I don't like how this is, just the way that this looks. Anyway, like you could say that, okay, well, what if it just, it came up, right? And what if it just stays right here and then forms an ascending triangle and then, shoots up, right? That's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility for this to happen, but I am more inclined to think that it wants to come back down here and just tap this before the move up. That's what just looks, this whole area looks juicy, doesn't it? I mean, even bring it back to here. Yeah, this is in the value zone. Some liquidity down here. I would wait just because this is such a big resistance and we're so close to it still. I would wait until it either comes down here and I'd get in, or I would wait until it comes above here and then look for a to get in on a pullback. But yeah, that's going to be my change analysis. Okay, so next up we got VELA token, and hey, take a look at this. Looks like it, yeah, tagged my buy order. So that's good. And yeah, I guess I'm just waiting for VELA to have a big pump. I should probably honestly bring this, I should switch VELA with LEOX, because I like LEOX more than I like VELA. I just sort of like heard of VELA from someone, but I mean, I heard of all these from people, but either way, like look at the weekly chart. It's obviously starting to do something, and I don't know. I'm in it. Nothing, honestly, from last time, nothing has changed, because it's pretty much in the same range right here. I bought some, and if it comes down here, I'll buy some more to average in and just hold it. So yeah, that's VELA. All right, so now we got LEOX, and actually, if you look at LEOX, it hit my sell zone and it is on its way back down. So obviously, best thing to do right here. This, I mean, is it gonna get to 44 cents again? It might. It might. So I would say on the weekly time frame, this obviously is the best, is the best price to get in, is at 44 cents. Maybe the daily shows a different picture. Obviously, we're so close to the big resistance area that I wouldn't want to do anything unless maybe this forms some sort of ascending triangle, and then I could, base my decision off of that. But yeah, right now LEOX is a sell because it's so close to the resistance that tapped it, came down, it had a lower high, and now it's coming back down again. So, and this is pretty bearish as well. I do expect this to come down to at least here, but that's not really that much. That's only 7% just about. Now, I think 50 cents might be the actual. I actually think that 50 cents would be the area to get in, because one, it's a big psychological number, and two, you can see that this is also a untouched bullish order block right there. So we do got that. Is it a daily bullish order block as well? It is. So yeah, it's just above the 50% of this move, right? Yeah, I would say obviously the 61.844 is the best price to get in, but I don't think it's going to come down there. I think it's going to do this. I think it will tap there before moving back up again. So a decent sized correction of 20% before moving back up. I don't know. Maybe it'll just, do the ascending triangle thing. But if I had to guess, this would be what it would be doing, or what it's going to do. Okay, this is sort of ridiculous, but I'm going to have to make the rest of this video tomorrow, because I am in an Airbnb right now. Obviously, it looks sick with this thing behind me, but there is a fly that just crashed on my laptop. I look up and I see that there's a bee in the kitchen. I can't. Let me do this real quick. Ah! Fuck! Oh my god! I thought that I just touched a bee or something. But there's a bee. I don't know if you could see it. Let me check. Let me see if you could. Right there. You could see it. You could see it right up there. That's a bee. Also, there's ants and a fly like all the way like right down there. So anyway, let me get back over here. This is, yeah, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna put a little clip of these ants just destroying this fly, just absolutely tearing this fly apart, right here. But there's like 1, 2, 3. There's a ton of flies, 4 or 5 flies. There's like 1,000 ants, and there's a bee in this apartment. No, I'm not. What is this? This was supposed to be like a luxury apartment. So I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to pack all my shit and go to a hotel, and I will resume this tomorrow. Thank you very much. Either way, I hope you're still making gains and doing good. So I'll see you later. Peace.